Hi, it's me. Number 4, Maiasaura. In 2009, paleontologists unearthed an incredible fossil in the Sahara Desert. They found a new species of sauropod, a long-necked herbivorous dinosaur that was huge. The dinosaur had a neck like a skyscraper, towering almost 12 meters high. It lived during the Jurassic Period around 150 million years ago. This made it contemporary with other famous dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and Diplodocus. But this one was enormous. The fossil was given the name Maiasaura, which means mysterious in Arabic, and mysterious it is. After studying the fossil, researchers believe that this creature weighed about 47 tons. That's heavier than a T-Rex, which weighed just under 6 tons. Its skull was also huge, measuring almost 3 meters long. This gave the dinosaur a distinct advantage over the carnivores of the time. Its size alone would have been enough to scare off predators. The dinosaur wouldn't have had too many enemies, but there may have been some very scary exceptions. Maiasaura is proof that dinosaurs were giants. But even though we're pretty sure that these creatures walked the earth, no one can agree on how big they actually got. There are a few reasons for this. First of all, finding fossils is difficult in itself. It's very hard to find any fossils at all, let alone complete skeletons. Most of the time, researchers will only find a few bone fragments or a single tooth. That's all they have to go on. Second, estimating the size of a dinosaur from its fossils isn't an exact science. For example, we don't know if Maiasaura had a thick layer of fat or muscle. It might have looked more like a whale than a dinosaur. That would make it even bigger. Unfortunately, we'll never know for sure. We can only estimate how big dinosaurs got based on what we find and compare them to similar dinosaurs whose size we do know. And finally, there's always the chance that the biggest dinosaur ever discovered hasn't been discovered yet. No. 3. Argentinosaurus. Scientists believe that Argentinosaurus was the largest land animal that ever lived. It was definitely the heaviest. It weighed around 70 tons. And that's not including its tail, which could have added several more tons. The Argentinosaurus was first discovered in 1982 by paleontologist José Bonaparte. He found the fossil in Patagonia, Argentina. It was so huge that it took 30 scientists 3 years to dig it out of the ground. Since then, researchers have found 2 more complete skeletons. This has helped them learn more about the life of this behemoth. It is thought that the Argentinosaurus was related to the same group of dinosaurs as the Brontosaurus and the Diplodocus. It was a sauropod. It lived during the late Cretaceous period around 90 million years ago. The dinosaur was so tall that it could easily reach the tops of the tallest trees. It used its long neck to reach leaves that no other animal could get to. But even though the Argentinosaurus was a giant, it wasn't invincible. Scientists believe that it was hunted by Giganotosaurus, a carnivorous dinosaur that lived in South America. It was one of the biggest meat eaters in the world. It stood around 12 feet tall and was almost 43 feet long. It had huge teeth and claws. It used them to tear apart its prey. Paleontologists believe that it was smarter than other carnivores. It probably worked together in groups to hunt down Argentinosaurus. They would have surrounded their prey and then attacked from all sides. If this is true, then it would mean that the biggest dinosaurs were taken down by teamwork. Number 2, Patagodon. Patagodon is another massive dinosaur from South America. It was also a sauropod. In fact, it's thought that the Argentinosaurus and the Patagodon were closely related. They may have even been the same species, but this is debated among scientists. Either way, the Patagodon was a gigantic creature. It was even bigger than the Argentinosaurus. It weighed around 80 tons. It was also longer, measuring 40 meters from nose to tail. The Patagodon was discovered in 2014 by an international team of paleontologists. They found its fossil in Patagonia, Chile. It was so big that its femur was thicker than the wall of a house. It's not known for sure when the Patagodon went extinct. It was definitely still alive 90 million years ago, but it could have survived for millions more years after that. Perhaps it lived until 80 million years ago. This would have made the Patagonodon the last of the sauropods. But this is just a theory. It's very possible that it died out along with the rest of its kind. Whatever happened, the Patagonodon was one of the final dinosaurs to walk the Earth. It went extinct during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. This killed off most living things on the planet, including all the dinosaurs. Asteroid impact is thought to be the cause of the extinction. This led to drastic climate change. Plants died out, which led to the death of the animals that ate them. It took millions of years for life to return to normal. Number 1, Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus is a relatively new discovery. Its fossil was found in 2014 in the Indian state of Karnataka. The dinosaur was so big that it was given its own species, Titanosaurus indicus. This was in honor of the Greek Titan, a race of extremely powerful gods in Greek mythology. These creatures were said to be half human and half divine. They were also huge. So it makes sense that the discoverers of Titanosaurus thought it deserved this special name. At the time of its discovery, the Titanosaurus was thought to be the largest dinosaur in India. But there may be even bigger dinosaurs waiting to be found. The Titanosaurus lived during the late Cretaceous period. It was an herbivore, meaning it probably had a long neck and tail. Like other sauropods, it was around 18 meters long, but it only weighed about 12 tons. That's much smaller than the Argentinosaurus or the Patagonodon. Still, it was definitely big enough to be terrifying. But regardless of their size, dinosaurs were absolutely incredible creatures. They roamed the Earth for over 165 million years. During this time, they evolved into countless species. Some were tiny, others were enormous. But they were all perfectly adapted to their environment. Dinosaurs lived on every continent on Earth. They thrived in swamps, deserts, and forests. They learned to hunt, farm, fly, and swim. Because dinosaurs were so diverse, they were able to survive for so long. But eventually, the asteroid hit, and most of them went extinct. Today, we're left with their bones and teeth. By studying these fossils, we can learn more about the history of our planet. We can see how dinosaurs lived and evolved. We can also appreciate their beauty and power. Dinosaurs were truly magnificent creatures, and we're lucky to have so much evidence of their existence. Their fossils are a reminder of a time when the Earth was ruled by giants. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which dinosaur was the most amazing. All the dinosaurs mentioned in this video were incredible. Sauropods had incredibly long necks. The Patagonodon was one of the final dinosaurs to live. And the Titanosaurus is one of the newest dinosaurs to be discovered. But it's up to you to decide which was the best. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.